The harms of sugar and Ozempic on your brain. What if I told you that eating a donut can do something to your brain that looks a lot like what cocaine does to your brain? Today, I want to talk to you about how food affects your brain. By the end of this video, you will understand why sugar is not just fattening, but actually toxic to your brain, why obesity can shrink your brain at any age, how your brain decides what to eat and why you eat, and what Ozempic does to your brain. Let's start with the basics. When you eat sugar, your blood glucose rises. Your pancreas responds by releasing insulin, which acts like a key, unlocking your cells so that glucose can get inside and be used by your mitochondria to generate ATP energy. Eating complex carbohydrates like fruits and vegetables causes a slow, gentle rise in blood sugar. But eating something like donut or ice cream causes a spike, which triggers a spike in insulin release. Too much insulin then causes your blood sugars to drop. And that crash is what causes more hunger and craving for sugar soon after. This cycle of eating sugary food and releasing too much insulin often leads to diabetes and obesity. See, over time, this cycle causes 3 other major problems for your health. First, your cells can become resistant to insulin. So, sugar builds up in your blood instead of getting inside your cells. This is called insulin resistance, and it's an early step toward metabolic syndrome and diabetes. Second, sugar levels bind to various proteins and trigger a process called glycation. Too much glycation of proteins impairs their functions throughout your body. That's how patients with uncontrolled diabetes lose sensation in their toes, lose their vision, or damage their kidney and require regular dialysis. Third, high levels of sugar can generate free radicals and inflammation everywhere in your body and in your brain. Sugar is really toxic to your brain. In animal studies, high sugar levels have shown to reduce the number of dendrites, the branches that receive connections from other neurons. Fewer connections means less communication in your brain, which in turn means brain fog and memory loss. High sugar diet also reduces neurogenesis, the birth of new neurons in your hippocampus, which is your brain's memory center. In human studies, obesity is constantly linked to a smaller hippocampus and a higher risk of Alzheimer's disease. Brain atrophy due to obesity happens at every age group. A 2020 study of over 10,000 adults in different age groups showed that more body fat was linked to smaller gray and white matter brain areas everywhere. Even children are not spared. In kids ages 11 and 12, obesity was linked to smaller gray matter and worse thinking and memory functions in these kids. Some of the poor academic performance we see in children with obesity may actually be explained by shrinkage in the hippocampus. A Yale study of more than 5,000 children, ages 9 and 10, found that being overweight or obese was directly linked to thinning in the frontal-lobe, the part of the brain responsible for planning, focus, and self-control. More obesity leads to more thinning and worse brain deficits. There's also a blood circulation piece to the story. In a study of people who had multiple risk factors, researchers found a 15% lower blood flow throughout the brain, along with a lower score for memory and other brain functions. So, why do we eat in the first place? And what controls our eating behavior? Hunger and fullness are controlled in part by hormones in our blood. Leptin, insulin, and a hormone called peptide YY tell your brain to stop eating. Ghrelin, also called the hunger hormone, tells your brain to eat more. But eating isn't only about hunger. Your brain's reward system, the same circuitry involved in addiction, lights up when you eat food, and especially sugary food. This process over time creates craving and tolerance, meaning that you constantly crave sugar and that you need more sugar to feel the same satisfaction you used to get from less sugar. Your prefrontal cortex is supposed to act as the brake for your eating behavior, helping you to stop after the first bite. But in obesity, the brain's prefrontal cortex does not work as well. And as a result, your willpower around food is a lot smaller. Eating too much is not simply a lack of discipline. It's also due to addiction to food. This brings us to a newer piece of the puzzle. Medications like Ozempic work in 3 places in your body. In the pancreas, they increase insulin and lower a hormone called glucagon. In the stomach, they slow digestion, so you feel full faster and for a longer period of time. And in the brain, they reduce appetite directly, quieting the cravings and a pull for addictive eating. Many patients on Ozempic and similar drugs describe something interesting, a quieting of what's been called a food noise, the constant mental chatter about food. Researchers are now studying whether these same drugs might help with Alzheimer's prevention and with addictions to alcohol, smoking, or other behaviors, since they seem to quiet down the brain's reward and addictive pathways. Turning down the reward system is not free of trade-offs. Some patients report depression, fatigue, or even brain fog. This is still an active area of research. Here's what I want you to remember from this presentation. Your brain is not separate from the food you eat. Every sugar spike, every extra pound leaves a mark on every organ in your body and in your brain. So in order to stay sharp, you really need to use your brain and control how much you eat. You have to eat healthy food and in reasonable portions, and to exercise often. When you're fit, your brain functions better. This is something people have known for centuries. Healthy body, healthy mind. But now, for the first time, we have scientific data to understand this process and understand how well it works and how you can use it to control your eating behavior. If you found this video helpful, please write down your comments below and make sure to like and subscribe. Thank you. If you have any questions or if you want to leave me some comments, please write them below. Also, please don't forget to like and subscribe. Thank you.